Hey there! Today we are going to be doing a recycle type project using toilet paper rolls and paint, paintbrushes, water cup, napkins, you know the drill, everything you need for painting. And if you want to grab your kids, go grab them. If not, you and I can hang out and do some art together. So first thing I'm going to do is I am going to figure out what color I want my bird, or I guess it's more like a swan, to be. Oh, and you'll need scissors and glue too. So I was thinking I might just do multicolor, but since my toilet paper roll is dark, I want to go ahead and put a light layer on it first. So I'm going to pinch the toilet paper roll at the top and the bottom and just put a nice even layer of white paint over the whole thing. Just like that. When you hold your paintbrush, you want to hold it kind of where the metal and the handle touch, and you want to sweep that brush all the way from one end to the other. Now, if it works better to kind of dab it first just to get that paper or the paint in the grooves, you could do that. But then you want to smooth it from top to bottom, top to bottom. And you'll notice that sometimes the paint will gather in the little seams that are on the roll. But that's okay. You can try to smooth that out, but it's acrylic paint. Well, I'm using acrylic paint. You could definitely use tempera for this as well, or use Sharpie, or cover it in paper, maybe like glue it really good all over and then roll paper around it to cover it to give it a color. Now we are going to be cutting this roll in order for it to look like the swan, so you want to make sure that your paper's glued down really well. Then you could go solid, or you could go colorful, or you could go solid and then go stripes or polka dots. It doesn't have to be realistic, obviously. It's a toilet paper roll, right? And that's one thing about art that I love so much, is that it's so open for interpretation. So next I might grab a little bit of red and kind of blend that into my yellow a little ways, and then blend back into my red, just like that. There we go. Same rules, top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom, just like this. Then I might grab some blue and mix that in. And where the red and the blue mix, it's going to make a pretty purple. Now, of course, I know it's kind of silly to do all these different colors, but I think it's fun, and why not have fun when you can? Life is so serious, so have fun when you can. I'm throwing a little bit of turquoise on there, and then I'll grab me just a little bit more yellow. And when I'm putting it on there, can y'all see that? Come on. Come on. Wants to focus on my face. Anyway, when I put it on there, it's just barely on the tips, guys. That's one thing that I really ran into a problem when I first started painting, was I always grabbed way too much paint, until I realized a little bit goes a long way, number one, and then number two, I can always add more, but sometimes once it's on there, you can't take it off, right? I'm going to dust some of this color out of my brush on my napkin and get just some straight yellow again and a little bit of white, and put some of that right in there. All right. Fun, fun, fun. So it's all, come on, all different colors, okay? And then we'll let this dry, and the cardboard really like sucks up the acrylic paint, so it dries actually very quick. And if it gets on your hands, don't worry about it. It washes off our skins. Our skin has natural oils in it, so the paint won't stay on permanently. It will stay on your clothes permanently. I don't own a single anything that doesn't at least have a drop of paint on it. When you clean your brush, It's okay to really smush and swirl, just like a ballerina. And then wipe on the inside of your cup instead of tapping. If you tap, that water will go everywhere. After your first layer dries, that's when you could go back and add polka dots or stripes or any extra something that you want to add. Maybe make it look like it kind of has feathers on it. But I am going to use this roll that I did just a little bit ago right before I started, and it's almost dry. And so I am going to use a pair of scissors to cut into my toilet paper roll and make it look like a swan. So first thing is I want the head to kind of, the neck, because they have long necks, right, to kind of start out wide and then get skinnier as it goes up to the top. And then the back side is we're going to kind of bring it up because they sort of have a big back end, right? Okay. Now, if it's easier to draw with pencil first, you could sort of sketch out your idea onto the cardboard. So it almost is like a triangle that doesn't actually come together at the top. Not just yet. It may, but not just yet. And then right here, this is going to come all the way around back to the other side. So we're going to bring this up, 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 just like that. Ta-da! And then we'll use some of the leftovers to make some wings. So I am going to cut on those lines that I just made. So I'll do the neck first. So notice that, see how it kind of almost is wider. Well, it is wider, and then it gets skinnier as it gets to the point, okay? Then I'll stick my scissors in here carefully. Parents, you always, every single time you get scissors out, have to remind your kids that they are tools, not toys. Okay, now it looks like this, okay? I know it doesn't look like a swan yet. Then we've got these extra scraps, right? So we can use the extras to make some wings. And the wings are going to be almost like a almond shape or football shape, long skinny football shape. There we go, curve. Then same thing here, curve, curve, curve. All right, now we have two, or they might even kind of look like a leaf, right? Okay, so I use a couple of different kind of paints. I use Saks brand that you can buy on Amazon. Acrylic paint, it's heavy bodied. I really like the heavy bodied, and I like their bright, vibrant colors. And then I also use Blick brand paint, and it's their student acrylic, and of course I buy it by the half gallons, but you don't have to buy that much. You can buy much smaller bottles, but it's very cost efficient. Both of them are very user friendly, and I think they just flow real nicely on paper or cardboard, whatever it is that you're working on. So something to think about. All right, so now I need to sort of turn my cardboard over some so that it looks like a neck and a head, right? But I feel like this should be a little more pointy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors and trim this a little bit more. And I'm not going to go pointy, 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 but I am going to curve it just like that, so that it takes on a little bit more of a beak feel, okay? And then you almost want to crease it, but not quite. Then I'll take my wings, and you could put them on the outside like that if you want them to stick out, or you can put them more on the inside if you want it to stay more tight and together. I kind of like the stick out look. And All right. Good old liquid glue works perfect. I always tell the kids a little dab will do ya, or just a dot, not a lot. Otherwise, they will get carried away. Kids, for some reason, are obsessed with glue. They have a really hard time just using a little bit. I don't understand it. So just remind them that. And then we will stick these on, and I think I'm going to stick the orange and yellowy one on the purpley blue side, like that, and then I'll stick the pinky purpley blue one on the orangey side so that they contrast. And then of course you have to hold them on for a little bit. Maybe sing a little tune in your head. All right. So now, oh my gosh, this is so cute. Okay, now we have this excellent little recycled creature here, right? This was something that was going to get thrown away, and now it is a very fun little decoration. Let's take it one step further though, and let's use our little bit smaller brush, and I am going to get into my turquoise, and I'm going to paint its little head. There, just like that. And notice I made a curve line right there. And that's going to be the beak, right? And then I'm going to go ahead and bring this color on in to the inside. And you could completely paint the whole inside if you want to. It won't take but a minute. Or leave it cardboard so it kind of has a natural feel to it, right? Your choice. And remember, art is sometimes a little bit messy, and that's okay. We can't have absolute control over everything in our lives, right? So if we get a little messy, we just know that we'll clean it up later. If you're doing this with little ones, they might drop this. So make sure that you have something, you know, like drop cloth, old tablecloth, or those plastic tablecloths up underneath them or on the table, something like that. So that way, if they drop them, it's not a big deal if they get paint on something that shouldn't have had paint on it, because you'll have it covered up, right? The more stress-free you can make your art environment, the better. There, I painted the whole inside of the tube, and I just did it all one color, my favorite color. And then I will use a smaller brush, and I am going to first, oop, that's too much, paint some white, boop, just like that. And then I'll grab me some yellow and paint the yellow on top. And the reason I did the white first is because I wanted the yellow to be really bright. And if I just did yellow on top of the cardboard, it would have been kind of dull looking. Then I'll use my brush handle and dip it straight into the black paint. Or you could totally do a Sharpie for this part. And give it two little eyes. And if you want your eyes to be bigger than what the brush handle is, then you just swirl your handle. And you can make them bigger. Then I could clean this off, this brush handle off, and dip it into my white paint and do a little tiny shine in the eye. Just, come on. Anyway, there they are, just like that. So cute. Okay, and then I can use my bristles, and you want to use a very small brush for this, and give them the two little nostrils on the top of their beaks, and then I could even you know, do like some black lines, or you could do white. Ooh, this would be pretty all white, wouldn't it? With just an accent color maybe on the wings, like a real swan. But I just did some black lines on the wings, and then inside here I could do some black lines kind of in here, just to represent like the tail feathers, right? Okay, so friends, this is my very fun little recycled swan or bird ready to go on an adventure. Parents, of course, you can always take it a step further, like I say, and turn this into a literacy project and incorporate some sort of writing or theatrical performance in with their actual artwork. So while they're working on their artwork, that could be a great conversation piece for you and your kiddo is, you know, start talking about the swan. What's its name? Where's it going? What's it doing? What's its problem? You know, the who, what, when, where, why, and hows. So that could be really fun. I appreciate you guys watching my video all the way through. Depending on the social media you're on, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, like me, share me, whatever it may be, all that fun social media stuff to get the word out about Artsy Rose. I had a great time. Make sure and check out the comments below to see the supplies that I used, and I cannot wait to do some more art with you.